Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Hey, the Friday music. What is up?
I didn't.
What is up? We've been playing this since our last game of the season. Now I'm ready for the season. What is up, Raider Nation? I know we were on Wednesday. We're trying to transition the show. I'm trying to change careers as of money coming in. So tired of warehouse jobs. So I'm trying to do that. And then also we do have Miss Peggy. I want to apologize. With the daylight savings hours, I got confused with all of us. So we're because I'm all like, oh, it's almost dark. Oh wait, that's way too late. So we're all getting used to this daylight savings thing. So I'll put that on me from last week. So anyways, we do have her, and I know that's why everyone's watching. So we do have Miss Peggy coming on. But before we go on, Asylum, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's Friday. The weekend's here. I have a wedding to go to. So from what I heard, I think Asylum's allowed to come crash that wedding, and he might make an appearance at that wedding. Might have some fun with that. Just wanted to give a big RIP, to the Norris family. Chuck Norris passing today at 86 years old. I know it's not football related, but he is an icon that everyone knows and does. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
I saw that this morning and I was like, oh wow, Chuck Norris can pass away. And I had told that to Arcadio, the guy who made our intro music, and he goes, Chuck Norris did not pass away. He decided to go to heaven.
Hey, everyone always said, everything's afraid of Chuck Norris. So maybe that might be a good statement.
Yeah, so I gotta give his that was his. That's what he said. He goes, Chuck Norris did not die. He decided to go to heaven. So rest in peace, Chuck Norris, and we'll keep his family in our thoughts. So, all right. Well, without further ado, we got to bring the queen on. That is Miss Peggy. So, Asylum, are you ready for Miss Peggy?
I will be here. And I had to make a comment to one of our loyal guys. I am ready now.
All right, let's roll out the red carpet. We do have the okay. Let's roll out the red carpet. Let's bring her in. Here we go, Miss Peggy. Let's bring her in. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
What is up? What is up? Oh, wait, we got to do this. There it goes.
And this off season, of course, is one that bears watching because we want to see if the Raiders have charted a different course. They understand that the GM runs the franchise and the head coach runs the team. Want to see whether
that way so far. It's looking that way.
I mean, again, the Raiders have done nothing in the last 25 years. I love them dearly. I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm diehard. I stick around to the last game. I don't care if it's only 3 victories or 0. I'm still around watching every single Raider game. And
when you're at the game, you wait for all those zeros. You never leave early.
That's right. And so that is my loyalty to this team is forever. But I know when my child got a few things wrong, okay? I ain't afraid to admit it. And one of the things is the way the franchise has been run. And let's talk about little things that Mr. Spytek, the GM, needs to do. I see he's signed, he's active, signing people and re-signing. He let a few people go. But I want to talk about his major mistake already this offseason, and that was that Max Crosby trade. And I know it's been beaten and talked to death, but I'm telling you, that was a mistake on the Raiders' part. And it has to do...
What was the mistake? The actual trying to do the trade?
The mistake is in the structuring of the trade. Okay. This for all you people that not lawyers, not contract people that don't have experience in actually how you structure one of these deals. And of course, every contract is subject to NFL review. Okay, that just goes without saying. If you have 2 parties and they know that the goods is damaged, okay, up front, both parties know, everybody's acknowledged this, then you need to structure a deal that either A, can't be unraveled, or B, if it's unraveled, there are penalties. That's what the lawyers are for. You knew there was a way that an open door that they could get out of this deal, then you needed to close that door or at least make it painful for them to open it.
My belief on that one, though, Peggy, is every trade, every situation like that, even a hiring, is always pending a physical. The physical is always the key on there. I don't think you can get around that, but I did like the penalty part of that.
You see, both parties knew that Max up front. That Max passed the physical. Okay?
All 32 teams knew.
Everybody knew up front. When you make a deal for damaged goods, you have to put some contingencies in that deal to protect yourself from the person using something that they knew up front to get out of it. Yeah. That seemed to be just contract law 101. It's not like the Raiders didn't disclose something or there was something hidden in the deal. And everybody keeps talking contingent on a physical. Well, both parties already knew he wouldn't pass the physical.
Yeah.
you either A, don't make the deal, or B, structure the deal so it cannot be unraveled without pain.
Well, yeah, because I compared it to like me having a friend that smokes a lot of weed that wants to go work at a dispensary. So I said, okay, well, I got a guy that knows weed. Let me go and try to get him hired. And the dispensary goes, oh, I'm sorry. He didn't pass a drug test. We can't hire him. Well, duh, you know you didn't pass a drug test. That's how he knows your weed. He's your best seller.
This deal was supposed to have been the blockbuster deal of the offseason. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to satisfy what Max wanted. It was supposed to help the Raiders get the picks they needed on their rebuilding plan. It was supposed to offload his salary, or at least what part of the salary cap he would. He would, I'm sure we retained some part of it, but it would take some of that salary pressure off of us.
Yeah, that $35 million this year.
And see, why is everybody saying that the Ravens did this and the Ravens did that? No. You both knew it was damaged goods. Perhaps a clause that says if he doesn't pass a physical before the season begins, then we'll give you extra picks in the 27 draft. Or if he hasn't passed the physical by draft day, we'll give you something. It wasn't structured in a way that the Ravens couldn't back out, at least not without pain. Stop saying everything's contingent on the physical. When in contract law, if both parties know that the goods, whatever goods or services are defective, they admit that and they accept it. By making the deal, you accepted the fact that Max couldn't make a physical. You cannot use that reason to back out. And that's why you have lawyers.
So, because, everyone is saying, well, the Ravens had cold feet and then they were able to make a deal with Hendrickson. This is why they had Crosby as insurance. Do you believe in that theory?
No. The Ravens, at the time they made the deal, They were ready to give up the 2 picks and everything. What you left them was a back door.
Yeah.
And legally, you should not have left them with a back door, especially on a point where both parties, it had been disclosed up front, both parties knew he couldn't pass a physical. You have to close that door in the contract, in the deal. That's a legal point. It's contract law 101. If I know we're not lawyers, but I know lots of lawyers. Been working with lawyers for 30, 40 years. And that is something that they would put in the deal. Hey, you can't get out of this. Or if you want out by X date or X date, there's going to be penalties. Or we will pay you penalties. But this deal is not unraveling. This deal is going through just as it is. Everybody immediately jumped on the Ravens. Oh, they backed out. Well, they could because they could.
Yeah, that's within that,
so that they could.
That's within the there because it wasn't official yet. It wasn't at that point where the league year started. So
thank you, Edward.
It was in that gray area. Now, morally. Right. Morally, people are going to be like, well, no, you can't. You already agreed to 2 picks, but morally, yeah, okay, but nothing's based on morals. There's no moral victories. So I see what you're saying.
You write a contract so that they can't back out. You shut the door.
And I just did a quick lookup for anybody who wants to think different. In the NFL, a physical is not. It does not have to go. You can put it in a contract that no physical gets done or anything else like that. So
you can put anything in a contract. It's a deal between 2 parties where it has
Well,
been
it
disclosed
is,
up front.
but you still have the NFL rules and guidelines that you have to follow and go. So the NFL could have made it that all physicals had to be done, that's something that can't get around. But I just did a quick look, and you are 100% right. And
It's no deal is contingent on a physical unless you fail to put it. I mean, it's got to be in the just like you can write rules about how much of his salary you take, out of the cap. You can write a contract to say how many draft picks you get. You can also write clauses and penalties for unraveling the deal. Okay, what they call in legal terms, rescinding the deal. There's penalties for that. It should have been hard on them. 5th and 6th round picks this year.
So basically, they should have said, no returns. Once you leave the door, all sales are final. Once you leave the lot, the depreciation of the vehicle we're not taking it back. I'm sorry, you can sell it back to us, but we're not going to take it back.
I like where Peggy's going with this, and maybe there should be more of this when it comes to the trades. Hey, look, we're going to do this trade, but if you turn around and back out of it,
you're going to pay.
It's going to cost you something.
I mean, we could have written in there that we get to keep one of the first round draft picks. That's a spy tech thing. I think it comes from spy tech not being an experienced GM.
I think a lot of GMs are that way because a lot of deals that we've seen when it comes to trades, that nothing like that's been in there. Somebody needs to go to school, talk to a lawyer or whatever, and start putting that in there just so we can, you start seeing it, because once one team puts it in there and it works, it's the NFL, right? The copycat league. Then somebody else is going to do it. And then now all trades are going to be done that way.
Exactly. It's a contingent trade, but it should not have been contingent on a physical. Because you already knew up front. They left the Ravens a way out. They're not stupid. That's the franchise that was trained, born, and bred under Ozzie Newsome. One of the greatest GMs, I think, of the 20th and 21st century. But the Raiders fell down. Maybe secretly, they didn't want the deal to go through. What do you think?
I've heard rumors about that they did this knowing, and it was a way to free up money